PFT Movie Reviews. I'm your host, again, like I said, Jack Hackett. So now SpongeBob and Patrick drove out of the Krusty Krab. And the next scene, Plankton comes in, seeing Mr. Krabs all frozen. And suddenly, he said, "Freeze!" And he grabs the Krabby Patty formula and says, "Plan Z, I love you!"
I'd like to hang around.
And then suddenly,
Krabby Patties to make. Over at the Chum Bucket.
the next scene, SpongeBob and Patrick are driving to the gas station, saying, "Fill her up, please." And they meet some two mechanics acting like hillbillies. And they're like, "What'll it be, fellas? Ketchup or mustard?"
Or ketchup. No, Patrick. They're
nothing next to us. Oh, I love that scene. And then
Now, Patrick,
they said, "Where are you kids going to anyway?" And Patrick's like,
crown in Shell City.
and then SpongeBob explains to Patrick, now Patrick, for your information, we're not kids, we are men.
That's right.
And we're gonna
take off your
get
hat in respect.
Neptune's crown from Shell City. Shell City? Is that thing Cyclops? When you get to take off your hat? I guess it's time for the dance.
Oh yeah? We'll see about that.
And the theater and the fun was like this.
Out of the car,
Out of the car, fellas. How many seconds was that?
How many seconds
12.
was that?
In your face!
In your
Ah, who's the kid now? We're bad. The next scene, Plankton is selling Krabby Patties at the Chum Bucket.
They're dead.
Reported by Perch Perkins. Voiced by D. Bradley Baker also.
Perkins here with an incredible news flash.
How's this possible? Let's
Plankton
find
is
out.
selling Krabby Patties at the Chum Bucket. How is this possible? Let's find out.
And then Plankton's being interviewed by Perch Perkins. But he tells them that his friend Eugene Krabs got frozen by King Neptune. By the way, he's giving away free Chum Bucket bucketfuls with every purchase. He gives one to Perch Perkins and says, "Thanks." And he says, "Bucketheads for everyone." And then he goes into the kitchen lavatory and he talks to Karen, his wife, voiced by Tom Kenny's wife, Jill Talley.
Karen, baby, I haven't felt this giddy since the day you agreed
Karen
to
gives
be my wife.
Karen gives her
Evil plan Z
computer
is working
senses
perfectly. Nothing
that
can
SpongeBob and Patrick are
stop
going
it
after the
now.
crown.
Nothing except SpongeBob.
But Plankton hired some guy who's evil.
My sensors indicate that they're going after the
He's
crown.
a vicious, cold-blooded
He's a
predator
vicious,
named
cold-blooded
Dennis. Voiced by Alec Baldwin. He grabs the mechanics' mouths and drives away. The next scene, SpongeBob and Patrick are walking to look for their car, but Shell City is only 5 days away by car.
Great. Shell
But
City.
SpongeBob, look! Our car!
My car.
And then suddenly, the key!
I wish we still had our car.
Where is it?
SpongeBob, look!
I don't know.
Our car!
Ah! Oof!
The key.
Where do you think it is?
SpongeBob and Patrick look inside a bar with some heavy metal music playing. They see the key in the bug's pocket.
There it is, Pat. The key.
But how are they gonna get it?
Now, how are we gonna get it?
Patrick
I know.
goes into the
What
bar.
can I ask him for?
SpongeBob sneaks into the bar. And Patrick asks them, "I need to go to the bathroom." Bug says, "It's right over there."
I have to use the
And
bathroom.
SpongeBob and Patrick were playing Bubbles in the soap in the bathroom. And then the barman, Victor, was like this. "Hey! Who blew this bubble? You know the rules! All bubble blowing babies will be beaten senseless by every man, the people in the bar. That's right! So I'll blow it! So I Patrick quickly blow the bubbles.
That's right! So
And then they played the the Goofy Goober theme song. But it was sang by those two twins who say, well. What's one of your babies lost? It was him! He did it! I never had that!
He did it! I've never
And then they start fighting, and then SpongeBob and Patrick drove away and found the key. And then all of a sudden, the next morning, Squidward just goes on a stroll on his bicycle when he found out Plankton was selling creepes at a chum bucket. And then Plankton activates
Free Krabby Patty.
Helmet Buckethead control devices. Huh?
Care for one? Now.
Larry, he appeared in the movie. He had a short cameo in the Chum Bucket, and he was also voiced by Mr. Lawrence, and never spoke in the movie. He never spoke. And all of a sudden, everybody grabbed Squidward and became one of his henchmen for Plankton. Plankton's like, seize him, slaves! And in the next scene, SpongeBob and Patrick are driving around a Scully path when they're gonna get ice cream by an old lady, but then all of a sudden it turned out to be a frogfish. When suddenly SpongeBob and Patrick tried to drive away from the frogfish, the next thing we see Dennis driving by. He blows a bubble and sees SpongeBob and Patrick in the bubble. And he punches Victor, and the bar just sunk like the Titanic. The next scene, SpongeBob and Patrick were still getting chased by the frogfish. When all of a sudden the frogfish got eaten, and their car too. They lost the car again. SpongeBob and Patrick, they're gonna go home. We're just kids. We're not kids! Open your eyes, Patrick!
Kids.
Oh yeah, SpongeBob pulls Patrick's pants down and reveals Goofy Goober underwear. When suddenly, they see Mindy again. Then SpongeBob and Patrick will start acting like crybabies. And then the title card said, meanwhile,
You may be kids, but you're the only
we see
ones
Dennis
that get that
again.
crown.
What do you mean the only one?
And all suddenly, SpongeBob and Patrick are still crying.
Since you left Bikini
And
Bottom. Or should I say,
Mindy shows SpongeBob and Patrick Bikini Bottom turning into Planktopolis. They see Squidward, Sandy, Mrs. Puff, even Gary! Not Gary, too!
Gary.
And King Neptune's busy getting some hair when Squire accidentally sprays the hairspray on King Neptune's eyes! When suddenly, Mindy tries to tell them to believe. And all of a sudden, she gives SpongeBob and Patrick mustaches. They were seaweed. Suddenly, SpongeBob and Patrick are falling off the cliff.
Oh my gosh, Patrick,
And
you have a mustache!
Who said that?
they landed safely. Then they sang, "None of our men. We can't do it. None of our men. We are women, so none of our men. We're going to Shell City. We're going to take skip the ground, save the town, Mr. Krabs." Yeah, they have facial hair now. And all of a sudden, SpongeBob says one more verse. None of our. And then Dennis is like, finally.
I got you right where
I got you right where I want you. Can I do something, sir? Name's Dennis. I'm hired to exterminate you. And suddenly, Dennis grabs SpongeBob and Patrick's mustaches, revealing they were fake.
You mean
And all of a sudden, Dennis shows SpongeBob and Patrick a real mustache looks like.
Salad stuck to your lip from
And Patrick asks
Real mustache
SpongeBob, is he a mermaid? The answer was no. And suddenly,
Mermaid?
All right.
suddenly, Dennis says Plankton was a friend of mine.
What are you gonna do to
SpongeBob
us?
says,
Plankton was
Plankton?
very specific.
Yeah, you'll never find out because he stole the crown.
Stole the crown.
Perhaps I said too much. Suddenly, Dennis
Perhaps I've said too
pulls his boots, revealing spikes, and he says, "Don't worry, this'll hurt a lot."
Hurt a lot!
I love this job! And suddenly a foot steps on him. Patrick says, "Bigger boot!"
Cat,
And then
This
SpongeBob's
bigger
like,
boot
"No,
saved our
Patrick, this
lives."
bigger boot saved our lives." But they found out the stranger wasn't a stranger at all. He was the Cyclops,
stranger?
voiced by Neil Ross.
It's the Cyclops!
SpongeBob says, "It's the Cyclops!" SpongeBob and Patrick run away from the Cyclops, and all of a sudden, SpongeBob and Patrick got captured by the Cyclops. And then all of a sudden, the Cyclops brings them back to the gift shop.
Where we are?
The next scene, they're
What is this?
they're in a glass
Some kind
bowl.
of wall of psychic energy.
No, Pat, it's a giant glass
Sleeping.
bowl. Hey, there's a
Artificial
fish boat.
colored rocks. And
Hey, over here!
Hey, you guys!
they found out they find some fish folk.
Little help
Hey,
here.
over here, over here, over here. Done.
Wait a
Done.
second.
Done. Those fish are dead. Suddenly the
Those fish
Cyclops
are
comes by
dead.
and laughs. And he makes a diagram of Alexander Graham Bell
Making a humorous diorama of
and puts SpongeBob and Patrick on the heat
Alexander
desk.
Graham Bell.
The heat is so intense by this lamp, and I can't
Heat
move.
is so intense from this
And suddenly
lamp
they see
that I
Shell C.
can't move.
All your
Tell me
googly
about
eyes and knickknacks. Shell City's a gift shop.
We're not gonna get the crown, save the town.
They found the crown.
Shall see.
This is Shell City.
Green gifts.
When
and
suddenly
sundries.
they started saying, "I'm a goopy
City is a
goober,"
gift shop.
and suddenly
This is Shell
they
City.
just dried up.
And where's the?
It was so sad for SpongeBob and Patrick dying. All the pirates were in the theater were all crying. They were like, "That's the end of SpongeBob. Come here, you." And then the parents like, "Brad, shut up and look at the screen." And the pirate's like, "The bird's right. Look, it's a tear of the Gooby Goobers."
Shut up and look at the screen.
The bird's right.
And suddenly, water spat out because of the smoke. And SpongeBob and Patrick were all wet again, and they were alive again. And SpongeBob's like, "What? We're alive!" And the pirates in the theater were celebrating. Yay! And then SpongeBob and Patrick start to grab the crown. They SpongeBob counts to 3, but it was lighter than they thought. It was the Cyclops holding the crown all along.
Lighter than I thought.
When suddenly, all the fish folk were coming to life again. When suddenly, they're all getting mad at the Cyclops. And then suddenly, they were starting to beat up the Cyclops. With the Mexican hat music playing. And then suddenly, SpongeBob and Patrick are out of Shell City, and they still got the bag of wins. Yes, they do. Patrick
Still have that bag of
accidentally
wins?
I sure do.
throws the bag of wins out of his hands, landing in the sea. But SpongeBob's like, "Oh no, how are we gonna get back to the Bikini Bottom now?"
No.
And suddenly we hear a
How will we
voice.
ever get
"I can
back
take
to
you
the
there."
Bikini Bottom now?
And believe it or
I
not,
can take you there.
it's none other than David Hasselhoff playing himself. SpongeBob says, "Who are you?"
Who are you?
And David
I'm
Hasselhoff's
David
like, "I'm David Hasselhoff." Hooray! So here's your boat.
So where's your boat?
Boat.
Boat.
Go, Hasselhoff. Next stop, Bikini Bottom.
Hasselhoff.
The next scene, Plankton is at the Krusty Krab 2, saying, sorry about this calendar, March
Sorry
14th.
about this calendar.
Wait, that's not right.
March 14th.
When suddenly,
Wait, that's not right.
King Neptune arrives. The next scene, SpongeBob and Patrick were back
Guess who's here?
on Hasselhoff's body. When suddenly, who came? Baker Booth, but how? Baker Booth reveals himself. It's Dennis! Dennis was like, did you miss me? The next scene, Plankton is
Did you miss me?
sitting down on his lawn chair. And then all of a sudden, King Neptune says, it's time for Mr. Krabs to die.
I can do.
And
You can
then,
give SpongeBob
all of a
and
sudden,
Patrick a little more time.
Mindy says, you can give SpongeBob and Patrick a little more time.
A little more
And then
what?
Mindy and King Neptune were saying stalling, 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 stalling. That got Plankton so miserable.
Stalling!
Dennis tells SpongeBob and Patrick, now, where were we?
Now where
Dennis
were
hits
we?
Patrick, and he's on David Hasselhoff's foot. And suddenly, SpongeBob runs before Dennis kills him. He stabs his knife at King and David Hasselhoff's foot. Ow! Easy back there, fella. Easy back there, fellas. And suddenly SpongeBob jumps up David Hasselhoff's right leg and onto his left leg. And Dennis was there. He gives SpongeBob, gives Dennis $5 Goober dollars, and those Dennis grabs SpongeBob, and SpongeBob has bubbles from their parties. And suddenly goes on Dennis's eyes, and Dennis is like, my eyes!
What is
And
this?
suddenly, Dennis has his spike boot again. And Dennis says, see you later, fools! Suddenly, Dennis gets hit
Thanks a lot.
by a boat.
No! Listen around!
And he was never seen again. Patrick's like, see ya! When suddenly, King Neptune was so mad, he asked Mindy to leave the Krusty Krab too, and locks it.
In the carriage,
Mindy said, SpongeBob, you better hurry. And then,
But Dad,
and then David Hasselhoff arrives back at the Bikini Bottom and lands SpongeBob and Patrick back in the Bikini Bottom
SpongeBob, wherever you
before
are, you better hurry.
King Neptune stabs Mr. Krabs. But David Hasselhoff's like, you're done good, Hasselhoff. Done. Ow.
You done good, Hasselhoff.
SpongeBob, Patrick, and Mr. Krabs are celebrating. They got King Neptune's crown back.
Ow.
When suddenly, Plankton unveils his umbrella and drops a bucket helmet on King Neptune.
Umbrella.
Mindy says, Daddy, no! Daddy, yes! Said Plankton. All hail Plankton. All hail Plankton. All hail Plankton. All hail Plankton. When suddenly, SpongeBob
I'm also a goofball
gave a
and
speech,
wingnut.
but he said, most of all, okay, settle down, said Plankton. Take it easy. What's the scout? And SpongeBob says, I'm gonna do the job! I love that song. When SpongeBob got turbocharged in his guitar and shoots all the bucket helmets off his friends and saves the Bikini Bottom. But Plankton says, the helmets can't fizzle rock and roll. Garrett, do something! And Plankton's like, I better get out of here. Hey, look, it's the wizard who saved us. Out of the way, fools. Ow! 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 Ah! And suddenly, Plankton goes to jail with the helmets and the big monuments. I want to destroy all of you! And suddenly, King Neptune was so amazed that SpongeBob got his crown back, and he offers it with the Krabs, but real boy! But he turns it into normal again.
I had it set to real boy.
Then they found SpongeBob hanging with strings. And suddenly,
boy! I'm sorry I ever doubted you.
Squidward gives
Are you crazy?
SpongeBob
I was
the
just
name,
gonna tell you
the
to
manager
put your
name
name
tag,
down.
and SpongeBob is so amazed that he says, and then we hear Ocean Man playing during the credits. And then right at the end of the movie, we see the pirates talking about the movie. I tell you, David Hasselhoff was a good guy. And the theater user was like, you folks have to leave. The pirate
You folks have to leave.
says to her, holding his sword, says, say that again. And she says it again, you folks have to leave. And the pirates left the theater. So SpongeBob SquarePants the movie was my childhood movie from 2004. I even have the DVD of it as well. It shows SpongeBob. Here's the spine with the Nickelodeon Movies logo and Paramount, and the back. It shows Plankton, SpongeBob's face, and the description. Here's the disc. Yep, that is my movie review on SpongeBob SquarePants the movie. So, my next movie review will be the SpongeBob movie, Sponge Out of Water. I'm your host, Jack Haggett, for PFT Movie Reviews. I'll see you next time. Hey, dope!